What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome back to MKO Boxing, aka MKO Pugilism, where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like and subscribe on YouTube, follow on TikTok, all that good stuff. So let's get into it. It's the Monday of fight week now. On Saturday night, we're going to have Dynamite Daniel Dubois versus Alexander Usyk, the rematch. And this is an undisputed heavyweight title fight. Daniel Dubois has the one belt, the IBF, and Alexander Usyk has the rest. And it's funny because even the way Daniel Dubois got it was by Usyk dropping it. So yeah, this video, should I say, I'm going to be talking a bit about some of the keys to victory, some of the ways in which I believe will aid Daniel Dubois in winning this fight. Now, as you know, Daniel Dubois is a big underdog in this one. Most people are picking Alexander Usyk. If you've seen the last fight, you're going to be, I would say 90% of people picking Usyk, and rightly so. But in this video, I just want to talk about a few things I think Daniel Dubois can do to stand the best possible chance of winning or even possibly pulling it off. Because as much as Usyk is going to be the big favorite going into this fight, he is the big favorite. But at the end of the day, boxing history shows us that upsets happen. Upsets happen in boxing. Sometimes the guy that's heavily favored loses. Sometimes the guy that's, massively favored. You can think of easy ones like Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas. No one was really expecting Buster Douglas to win that. He comes out, he wins, he stops Mike Tyson, he takes the heavyweight title. And these things happen. This is boxing, these things happen, and especially heavyweight boxing. So, yeah, first thing I think Daniel Dubois can do to stand a chance of winning this fight is to have a fast start. Now, Daniel Dubois has an excellent engine. He's got excellent stamina. So the first thing I think he needs to do is, as soon as the bell goes, he's got to steam into Alexander Usyk, and he's got to start fast. It's essential that he starts fast, because if he doesn't, what's going to happen is Alexander Usyk is going to be able to get into his rhythm. He's going to be able to time Daniel Dubois very easily. But if Daniel Dubois can sort of start fast, and I believe what he needs to do also, coupled with the fast start, he needs to charge in at Alexander Usyk. So use his feet, get right stuck into Alexander Usyk very, very quickly, charge in, sometimes head down. He's got to sort of, for me, those are the sort of tactics. He's got to rush into Alexander Usyk, charge into him, and rough him up, sort of let him know that he's there. Use sort of roughhouse tactics where you get up close and personal with Usyk, sometimes prepared to miss a little bit, but he's got to do that first to stand any chance of winning his fight. Charge into Alexander Usyk, rough Alexander Usyk up, and he's got to have that fast start. And unlike other heavyweights, Daniel Dubois is a tremendous engine. Now, Alexander Usyk also has great stamina, you could argue the best in heavyweight boxing, but I'd say Daniel Dubois is right up there with him. He proved against Big Baby Miller that, even in the 12th round, he's still dangerous. He's still able to struggle through a fight, get to the last round, and still have the power and the fitness to get someone out of there. So he's got to do that. Charge in, steam into Usyk, rough him up, start fast. And those are sort of two of the first keys, I'd say, to Daniel Dubois if he's going to win this fight. And I'd say another thing I'd add is the jab of Daniel Dubois is going to be very important in this fight, because understandably so, a lot of guys get mesmerized by the right hand of Usyk and that right hand lead where he's kind of up, down with it, up, down, and he kind of mesmerizes you and he dominates with his jab. I think for Daniel Dubois, something he could do is throw a double jab, and double jab his way into Alexander Usyk. So don't get mesmerized by the right hand and that lead hand work by Usyk. What Dubois can do is just forget about that lead hand and just bang, bang, double jab every time with Usyk. So don't try and compete with Usyk with single jabs. Double up your jab on the way in and step forward with it. Just the same way you learned as a kid when you learned to box. First jab and then step in again with the second jab. I think if Daniel Dubois employs that sort of thing where it's a double jab and he's stepping in behind his jab each and every time, what that can do for him is sort of unsettle Usyk, or at least make Usyk have to reset or have to think about it, make it difficult for Usyk. Whereas if you just stand off Usyk and try to outbox him in single shots, then it's gonna, he's gonna have a field day. So I think the double jab's gonna be very important for Daniel Dubois, and if he does that, he can sort of unsettle and he can interfere with Usyk's lead hand work and sort of not get hypnotized by it. So I think the double jab's another thing he can do to at least set up other shots and at least sort of take Usyk out of that game and that rhythm that he has. It's easier said than done, but that's another thing I think. And lastly, I think something that everybody's been saying, work the body and go to his body early. So because Usyk's one of these guys, very elusive, great upper body movement, great legs, great footwork, all this stuff. I think for Daniel Dubois, he's got to do those things, start charging, start fast, double his jab on the way in, and I think he's got to work the body of Usyk early, because when someone like Usyk with great head movement, footwork, everything, you've got to find a way of slowing them down. And now I'm aware, okay, Usyk hasn't been down as a pro or anything like that. People got to go back to when he got knocked down by Beterbiev in the amateurs way back. You got to go that far back to really find him being knocked down. So yeah, he's not a guy that's been knocked down or a guy that's fragile, but we have seen him troubled by shots sometimes. Like I think it was the first Tyson Fury fight. Fury was able to kind of bother him with some body shots, and at least, although he didn't put him down or anything, you could tell he made Usyk take a deep breath, and he made Usyk kind of complain to looking at the referee and stuff when Fury's hitting him down to the body. So I think Dubois, he's got to do the same thing, sort of go downstairs to the body of Usyk and try and do that from as early as possible, so that you can sort of slow the legs of Usyk down and make him feel every year of his 37 or 38 years old that he's going to be on the night. So I think those for me are things that, may not guarantee Dubois victory, but I think those are things where if he does those things, fast start, rough Usyk up, roughhouse tactics, double his jab and try to not allow Usyk to dictate and win the battle of the jab, double up his jab in a way, or triple up the jab, but multiple jabs and step in with those jabs, work the body of Usyk. I think things of that nature will at least give him that chance and give him a foothold in the fight. But my caveat on it is that all these things I'm talking about, they've got to be implemented from the word go. They've got to be implemented from the first round. So it's got to all be done fast start, and he's got to sort of just go for it. He's got to, for me at least, I think he's got to be a little bit reckless with Usyk, take advantage of the fact that as great a boxer as Usyk is, he's not the biggest of punchers, so try and take advantage of that. Dubois got to know, well, I'm the puncher in this fight, so he's got to kind of at some point throw caution to the wind and just attack Usyk, go for him with combinations, and he can know that he's the younger man, and he's got a great engine. So yeah, those are just my thoughts, a few sort of keys to victory for Daniel Dubois. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Until next time, it's MKO Boxing, over and out.